You know what? Let me spend the other one as well and do it again with that one. That is amazing. Okay. Once in my life, I'm actually a little bit lucky. That's great. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and I'm really excited to today show you Vantage. Yes, I've already done an unboxing, and yes, I've already posted that I really love this game, but today I will play through the game actually and show you how it is played. This is the latest game by Stonemaier Games. It is designed by Stonemaier himself. 180 minutes, but we are playing this solo, so let's see how long this will take. You will see it right now in the video title, right? Whether that's a part 1 or if it's the full video, depends on how long I need to actually play this game. I have played this several times now, like twice so far. One time I needed about 2.5 hours, and the other one time I needed about 1 hour. Depends on like how fast I lose, what I do, how fast I can actually win. So let's just see about that. All right, before we get started, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's do this. Ah, yeah. That's how it goes. All right, so before we get started, let me just quickly set up the game. Well, and that is pretty much already the setup of the game, almost at least. So you see, like very minimal setup. There are a few things that you don't see here. One of them is the game box right here with all of the cards. So here are the location cards. Here are like all the other small cards. Here is my card holder for the green character, the heal character that I chose, or the help character. I'll just put them right here. This one is just used to like denote like where I took like locations from, right? So I will put these, I will keep these off screen because you don't need to see them. And the other thing that is off screen, that is like these 7, I think, different storybooks. These are for the different actions that we can take. I will get to that a little bit later. So these you also don't really see. I will keep those like aside, but we still need to finish setup. So let me just guide you through what you see here. So on the left here we have the center board, it is called. Here we have our markers here for health, time, and morale. Then here we also have like the challenge dice pool. And down here we will put the mission, destiny, and all of these things. We will do the rest of the setup in just a moment. Up here we have our currency, like in case we do get any money. Here we have our skill tokens. You will get a few of those at the beginning of the game and also during the game. And then here we have our skill dice. This is like where we will do skill checks with, right? Also we have like the boost cubes here. 2 of them we will actually put on our character. Because it says here when placed, and I just placed this character, right? Because that is our central character. That is who we will be playing today. That nice guy in green. Here on the right, I will always have like the location that I'm at the moment, and we always start at the 000 location. Everybody starts there. That's like in the ship itself, right? And now we do like everything that says on here. So I will just guide you through the rest of the setup. Weeks after receiving a mysterious signal from the Traveler, your ship arrives in the orbit of an uncharted planet. Create the total challenge dice pool using 8 dice plus 2 per player. It's only me, so that's 10 dice. I have done it. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, actually, no, I have not done that. There are still 2 dice missing. So I actually made a mistake while setting up. Give me just a moment to correct that. There we go. Then each player gains a different skill and its matching character card. Instead of like doing like a random skill, you could do that by just rolling like a die here, right? I chose to take the green one just because thematically it's the help character with the help action, so I want to do that. Like this Ira, the medic. Place the card in the middle of your grid and gain its when placed benefit. I already did that. Each player sets the trackers matching their character to whatever you want to play at. I want to play a daring, that's the like 3rd easiest or 2nd most difficulty. The first player, which is me, gains 2 skills at random. So what we do is we just roll these 2 skill dice. And this is an orange and a red one. So let's just take these 2. I'll just put them up here. These are skill tokens that I currently have. And place the matching mission C right sidebar in the center. So that's red and yellow, and if we red and orange, and we look here, that is 158. So let me 1588. So let me fetch that card, and that will be the mission for this game. This one says pursue personal growth. Have a completed final personal objective in one player's grid or reserve. So we need to find the personal objective first and then complete it. If you do, read 1588 in the Book of Secrets. There are like these colored things here where we can do actions. These are actions that we can do. We also will have these on each location later on, and also we have some on the character card, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Then everyone goes to location 001. So we just remove the Book of Vantages. We might get to that a little bit later in case we get something. And now we will get the Book of Secrets, turn it over, and that is location 001. The ship malfunctions. You have mere seconds to escape. Each player gains a different skill. Select or randomize, places the matching location in the location card holder, and simultaneously follows the instruction on that card. So just because I am the medic, I would say let's go with 005. We could randomize it again, but I think this time I will just go with 005. So we get a matching skill token here. Also, we would have gotten a skill token for the green character as well. So like this. So these are like the skill tokens we have at the moment. And then we take the card 005. So let's just remove this for now. And what I do, I will just show this one time to you, and then later on I will do it off screen. You see, like we have, like, as I said, this box here, right? Everything up to 801, I think, is here. These are locations, and everything starting at 803 will be here, these small cards, right? For example, like our medic starter card, right? And it says like 005, so we just go in the locations here, take the 005, and instead we will put our little character card here and put it there. That's the only card that I have sleeved, by the way, like all the character cards, the 6, because these are like being pushed into the stack all the time, and these will like be worn off like very, very soon. This is why I sleeved those at least, right? But that is how that works. So we put that aside again, and then we put the location we start at right here. That is our starting location. Your escape pod seals tight, ejecting towards the planet in a completely different direction from the others. That means in case I play with other players, right? Gain 2 random skills and crash onto the matching location. You may reroll pairs to get an easier location. And then we just keep this card. So usually we would put this card, if we played with other players, in one of these cool card holders here. You see it? We would just put it in like this, and then we'll stand on the table, right? From your perspective, it would look like this, right? So usually we would keep it here. And we will keep the starting card. We put like the new card that we get in front of it, just because then the back is obscured, so no other players see it. But since you're playing solo, we can just put it right here. So let's roll for a random location we crash at. That is yellow and red. By the way, all of these colors also have like a meaning, right? So red is overpower and yellow is take. But I will not call like these names like doing the game all the time, because that is a little bit too complicated, so to speak. All right, so yellow and red, so we get more skills. It's very cool because you start with 6 skills, except I think like only the starting player, at least. Like all other players start with 4 skills, I think. So we have quite a lot of skill tokens here. That's nice. And then we need to look for yellow and red, which is right here. That's the 400. So now I will just go back into the box and get the card 400. And of course, I've also put like my character card in the 400 again. All right, so now the game starts. So that was all of the setup. So before we start playing the game, a few small disclaimers. First of all, I have played the game only twice, but each of these games lasted a few hours. So like I played the game for like about 3 to 4 hours already, and now I'll play for another 1 to 3 hours. But still, I can't guarantee you that I have all the rules correct 100%. I think I got a pretty good grip on the rules, but I might have to look a few things up. I might do a few things wrong. If I catch them during editing, I will put them in the subtitles, otherwise in the pinned comment. Or maybe you guys will figure out something that I did wrong. Second disclaimer, this is not a teach. I will talk about the rules of the game, which are quite simple, while I play the game, but I will not teach the game explicitly, right? I will play through the game to give you a feeling how it plays. And that's especially for Vantage, that's very important. much more important than the rules is like how does the game feel, right? At last but not least, this video is sponsored by you, just by you. So if you enjoy what I do here, just drop a comment under the video, below the video, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel, watch my other videos, right? That really helps me out a lot, especially since I'm still quite a small channel and like every single interaction counts a lot. All right, with these disclaimers out of the way, let's get started. Gusts of wind steer a distant balloon towards a cliffside tower. To both the north and the south are steep descents in the direction of warmer lowland climates. So how this game works is very simple actually, right? You always, like when you arrive at a new location, you see an image of what you see. And it's not like directly first person perspective, because like what you see at the bottom of the card is like what you would go to if you went south, right? So you kind of like here, so to speak. Then you read out whatever it says here. Sometimes there are actions you have to do. These are like, I think, a red exclamation mark or something like that. And then you can just play, right? So what you can do, not a whole lot, but you can do location actions, you can do card actions, and you can do depart actions. Location actions are always the 6 here on the right. You see here, scale, examine, hail, craft, hack, dig. These are specific words, specific to this location here, right? But these all pertain to the 6 core skills of the game. And that is, right, in this order here, always in this order: move, look, engage, help, take, and overpower. I will not call them like this the entire game, right? Because I can't really remember them at all times, right? But that's what you do here. The second action you can do is a card action. And that's pretty much the same thing. You see, we have like for our mission, for our goal here, right? We have like 4 actions here: pivot, research, play, and hone. And then here we have master, buy, and equip. And later on we have a 3x3 grid here that we will build up with like stuff we find, or like maybe we will get some sentience or some creatures that follow us, right? That we can like travel along the world with, and they also might have actions like that, right? These are card actions that we can use, and they do specific things, like whatever they do, right? A lot of stuff. And the third action we can do is a depart action. That means we do the action up here in the top right of the location card. And that means we like go either north, east, south, or west and go to that direction. If there's a number, we just like take that location card out of the box, put this one back, and put the new one right here on top of our starting card. And then we just start everything anew, right? At the new location. If there is an asterisk, we look in the depart storybook and see like what happens there, right? Usually we have to do a check. Same thing if we do any of these actions, location or card actions. We have to like take the according book and do like whatever it says there while looking up the number of the card we're doing the action on. So if we take like all of our books here, we have the Book of Secrets and the Book of Vantages. These we only open if the game instructs us to. Then we look in there. And apart from that, we do have, you see, for all of these actions that I mentioned, take, depart, engage, help, overpower, move down here, and also look. We have all of these different storybooks. And if I do, for example, the scale action here, this is like the move action, right? Then I would take the move storybook right here, and I would go to entry 400. And that is it. That is pretty much the entire game, right? There are some rules regarding the boost cubes and whatever. I will get to that a little bit later. But in essence, that is pretty much all we do in this game. We do a location action, card action, or a depart action. One small thing to note, and then we can really get started, is that the location action, we can only do 1 per location per game. So if I do like, for example, examine here, right? Then that's it. I can't do any of these other 5 actions here anymore. Even if I leave the location and come back, I can do that, right? I can like go like forth to another location and then back. Still, I cannot do any of these actions anymore, right? That is very important to note. Except if the storyboard book has like this word at the end, continue, that means I can do another action here, but never the same. Except again, if the storybook tells us there's a specific action we can do several times, right? So there are always exceptions to these rules, but that's how it works. There are a few more rules regarding the boost cubes, regarding like skill checks. We will get to that when we get to that. All right, so going going back to the location here, we see like we are like in a mountainous region, right? There's like a lot of wind here, and that is a little bit dangerous. But I do see like a little tower there. That's kind of cool. Also, like this, I would love to get in the balloon. I don't know if I can't get in there. So we can scale, examine, hail, craft, hack, and dig. There's nothing here that is interesting except scale or examine. I imagine if I take scale, I could like go up the tower or up the mountain. But there's a blue, like a movement skill check I have to do. And I have no blue skill token, so I would have to do it. I would have to have a lot of luck doing that, right? Craft. What could I craft? I have no idea what I could craft. And dig. Why should I dig here? I don't see any like clues here what I could dig up, right? So you know what? It might be a little bit stupid, but let us. Well, actually, we could dig because maybe we find something, right? And we want to get like lots of cards. We want to get like this grid full of cards, right? That's very important for our survival. Yeah, I think I will dig and see what happens. I have no idea what happens. So what we do now is, now I take the Overpower Storybook, which is the red one. Let me just get it here from the right here. And then we look for entry number 400. So let's just see what we have here. Give me a moment. There we go. And now we just read the bold part here. 5, dig into the grassy knoll. Okay, so it's a 5 skill check. So what I do now is I have to take 5 of these challenge dice here. There are 3 faces on here on these dice that are fine, that are okay. The other 3 faces are not good because I actually lose my resources. So I want to roll as few dice as possible, and I can reduce these dice with each skill token by 1. So if I spend these 2 skill tokens, I could remove 2 dice, which is good. I can only, of course, spend skill tokens of the same associated skill, right? And this is an overpower skill check. So the red one right here. So I could spend these 2, which I will do, in order to reduce that to 3 dice only. So now roll these. And now we have different options. There are 2 faces with the minus. This is the best one because you put it here in the challenge dice in the penalty box, but nothing happens. Everything's fine. This one here, this is the setback icon. And the setback icon just goes back and the challenge dice pool. Everything is cool. That's like 3 of the phases that a die can have. But then we have like 3 other phases, and yes, these are like the 3 tokens we have here. That's health, time, and morale. So now I would have to lose 1 life. Whenever any of these tokens reach 0, we have to reach this mission's entry here, 1588 in the Take Storybook, and then we either lose or we get 1 last chance to continue, right? But essentially we pretty much lose. But then again, Jamie Stegmaier has said online, it doesn't matter. It just matters that you have fun playing the game. If you just want to keep continuing, that's fine as well. It's an exploration game, right? It's a game where you explore a huge planet. It's not a game where you have to be like very skillful, right? So, okay, so but what we can do is there are like these boxes on these cards that we collect here. That's why we need cards, right? And we can put dice on here like whenever we can, and these have like specific prerequisites. This one, for example, we can only put a heart die on here. We have 1, that's great. But in here we can put any die, but it needs to be whenever we do like a help skill check, right? A green one. So there are like specific prerequisites. But if we do that here, then we gain a boost cube on that card. I will get the boost cubes a little bit later. Okay, so that's fine. We can just put that one on here and nothing happens, right? Otherwise, if we could have not put this on any card, we would have lost 1 health, which we don't. All right, now we take back the storybook, go back to the entry 400 and read the rest. You feel the satisfaction of moving soil from one place to another. Before you know it, you've created a tunnel all the way down to the base of the cliff. Oh, nice. Gain 1 health. Oh, that is huge. And go north to 401. Okay, so we actually even moved locations, right? That is very interesting. So we didn't get an item, which I hope we would. But okay, each even number card has like the next higher number on the back. So we can just turn it around. 401. All right, let's look at that. Okay, so we're in like a swamp kind of thing, and there's like an obelisk here. Oh, I want to check that out. As snow flurries from east and a steep cliff to the south make you shiver. You find several devices embedded in the swamp. Oh yeah, right, there are more of those. Ooh, okay. So we can push, study, sink, craft, scavenge, destroy. Craft, we still have craft again. Sink, study. Like study would be good, right? I want to like take a look at those and like kind of learn what they do. Push will not do a whole lot, I think. But maybe sink. Sink sounds pretty good. So what we do for that is we just take the, let me just find it. We take the engage storybook, the orange one, right? And go to 401. So let's just see what we have there. 401. 5. Oh, skill check of 5 is quite a lot. Sync with the technology. All right, let me put that aside. And let's sync with the technology. That's a skill check of 5. Oh, no, quite. Oh, no, that's wrong. These ones here. But I will only take 4 because I will spend that 1 skill token. All right. Ooh, not a very good. Like I can only put 1 die here, right? And that one is a green one. So I cannot put any dice onto my card. So let's see. Ooh, this is really, really bad. This is very, very bad. So I will put this one, the blank face, right here. That's fine. So I would lose all of those. But what I can do is, and now you see like how the boost cubes work. You get boost cubes whenever you do specific things. When you place cards, you see when placed, right? You can get boost cubes. You can get boost cubes by putting dice on specific spots here, right? And here it says like spend is boost cube. Reroll 1 of your challenge dice. If the result is unchanged, I just gain a green skill token because that's like my character, right? So yeah, the life would be okay because I just gained 1, right? But I want to reroll 1 of those. So let me spend that boost cube. Okay, great. That is now a blank die. You know what? Let me spend the other one as well and do it again with that one. That is amazing. Okay, once in my life, I'm actually a little bit lucky. That's great. All right, I don't have any boost cubes to spend anymore, but I will just take that one here. We also put it down in the challenge, in the penalty box, and lose 1 life. But we're back, right? We're right back where we were at the start, so that is fine. So we passed that skill check. So let's see here. Sync with the technology. The device isn't compatible with your Arc suit, of course, but a few adjustments allow for a smooth conversion. You're hit with a burst of code and an influx of data, far more than you can comprehend. You filter it by proximity and learn that there is an elemental to the east and a trial directly north of it. Gain 2 boost. That's another way to gain boost, right? We just take 2 boost cubes and put it in our character card. Whenever we gain, like generally gain boost from like the storybook, right? We put the boost on our character card. Whenever we put like anything on a card to gain a boost, we gain boost on that specific card. But we don't have any cards yet, man. We really need some cards. All right, so to the, where was the elemental? I think to the east. There would be an elemental. Do I want to go there? And a trial to the north. We're really bad. We need to get some stuff actually, right? So I think I will not go to the elemental for now. I don't think so. I think I would just like continue going places and see like what we have. But then again, we could like always do like a green skill check, right? You know what? Let's go to the elemental. I want to see what it is. So we now do a depart action. And to the east, it says 616. So we don't need to read anything in the storybook. We just go back to the box, we return this card, and then we get the 616. And we put our character card, the one with the sleeve, right, like where we take the 616 from, right? This way we can like easily retrieve these cards again, which is a very good system. Ooh, this one looks pretty cool. Look at this. Oh man. If this is your first visit here, suffer 1 cold damage. Okay, so we actually directly get some cold damage, which is pretty bad. So whenever we get damage like that, right, like cold damage or heat damage or things like that, we need to lose either 1 health or 1 time and morale each, which is like even worse, right? So let's lose 1 health. Then go to 401 or 617. So we need to go to the left or like to the east or west. Let's go to 617, right in the back of this card. Ooh, that looks cool. Suffer 1 cold damage. That is horrible. Yeah, let's lose 1 more health, I suppose. Oh man, this is not good. Despite the frigid temperatures, the circuit boards hum with activity. One of them has a rune etched onto its surface. That's a gather rune. So we could do that. The same rune as gather. We can push, learn, sync, grab, gather, or cut. Yeah, I would definitely gather for sure. I have a token there. It says it on the thing there. No, on the circuit board. So yeah, for sure, I would definitely gather. That means we find the gather storybook, which I have right here. And then we take a look at 617, right there. Gather X. Okay, if there is an X instead of a number here, that means I can like roll as many dice as I want to, and that like influences whatever like the outcome, right? So I'm gonna roll 3, but I will reduce that by 1 with that token. So I only roll 2, but I will roll 3 altogether. Alright, so this one is gone. This one here I cannot put anywhere, so I will have to take that penalty and take a hit to time. Alright. Gather intel about these circuit boards. From what you can tell, these circuit boards contain information about the cities of the world. Ooh. The port appears to be semi-compatible with the org suit. The current user of this information is located to the north. For your next action this turn, decrease the cost by X. Continue. And that is an example. Now we have continued. Now we can do a second location action even here, but just not gather anymore, right? Okay, and we decrease the cost by X, and X is 3. That is not bad. That is not bad. You know what I would really like to do? I would really like to sync here, because syncing with these might be quite good. Or we could learn something. But let's sync with them, right? Let's synchronize with them. So sync 617. Let's see, 617 is right here. By the way, like on the top of the box, you always see like the range of the numbers, which is pretty good. 617. That's a check of 4, but it's only a check of 1, right? Because we can reduce it by X by 3. Oh, that's another heart. Oh, that's really bad. You know what? Let me use 1 boost cube to reroll. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Okay, so you see like how many blanks I had here, right? But it's pretty good. All right, 617 up there. Sync with the golden obelisk. Plugging your arc suit into the tall circuit board, you're flooded with information about cities of the world. Gain item 1193. That is amazing, because now we go back into the box, and instead of taking like one of these large location cards here, we just take one of these cards, right? So let me just do that quickly. And we gain a book. So this one lets us put a time die on here, but only if we do a learn action, but we do get abuse creep then. And then it says here, Book of Cities. View page 27 of the Book of Vantages until the end of this turn. There's like a specific page in like the map book, that's the Book of Vantages, we can look at if we have the if we spend a boost cube. Interesting. So on these items now, there is like a reserve we have, so we can put items in reserve, and we can put as many items in reserve as the plus signs we have on our cards. That's 1, right? But these items we cannot use. But all the other items that we want to use, we just put them right here in our grid of 9x9 cards. There are cards that make use of adjacency, right? So we need to like kind of pay attention to that. But okay, that's okay. When placed, each player gains a cube on any card. I am excited to see what this one does, but not yet. So I will just put a cube on my character cards. It's more important to reroll stuff. Alright, so now we can't do any location actions anymore, right? We already did 2 because of the continue action. So I will actually now... Yeah, now I will actually go somewhere else. We could go back to that creature, right? Because we didn't do a location action, we had to leave. So I think I will actually do the depart action, 616, and go back. And now it says if this is your first visit here, suffer 1 cold damage, but not our first visit here, right? We already are cold. Whether it's from the cold or from fear, you shiver in the presence of the massive circuit elemental. And release sounds good. So we can summon, prepare, greet, release, siphon, and slay. Let's release. Maybe we can release him. Maybe he's just in pain. That's possible. So let's take the help storybook. I mean, that's my specialty, right? That's the green guy. And go to 616. And then we can also like spend these 2 skill tokens if we want to. That's a 5 skill check. All right, so let's spend 2 of those. So we only have to roll 3 dice. Oh, I will take the wrong dice. So now you see, we take 1. Oh, not in the challenge dice pool anymore. Well, that means what we do is we take all of the dice and put them back in the challenge dice pool, and then we take the 3. Right? That means now we free up space on our cards again. So this one is fine here. This one I can put here and gain a boost cube. And this one I will re-roll. Time. We cannot put it here because that's only for learn action. Let me spend 1 more boost cube. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, one last one. There we go. That is the setback action. We just put it back there. Okay. So 616. Where is it? It's over there. Release the elemental from its tether. Without its tether, the elemental imprints onto you instead. Oh. Gain elemental 1399. Oh, that is amazing, I think, right? See here. Very cool. When placed, so it looks pretty cool. I like the design. When placed, 3 cubes from adjacent cards. Well, I don't have any cubes, so that doesn't matter. What is with this die here? Oh, I placed this here. Alright. So what does this one do? If empty, lose this and gain. Oh no! I don't have any boost cubes here. That means it is empty already. So I lose it immediately. Oh no, that's horrible. Oh no, that's the worst luck I could have. So I gain the elemental and I lose it immediately again. But I gain 1 time. And also I gain a green skill token. Oh no, that is horrible. Oh man, I would have loved to have that one. But well, you can't have everything, right? So now that we didn't get our elemental, what do we do? I'm not sure. So we went to 617. Did we go to 401? I'm not sure. But I want to get out of this cold area. This is like really hurting me. So maybe let's go south. That might be an idea. But the problem really is that we cannot do anything here, right? We don't have any skills and skill tokens and stuff. But let's go south. So what we do then is we take the Depart storybook. It is almost the same color as the Move storybook, but it's a different one. And what we do then is we go to 616. But there's a little twist here because 616 has 2 entries, north and south. We have to take the south one. So 616 and it's south. 4 slide south over the ice. Okay. So we need to roll 4 dice. That is pretty bad. So we could lose at any time, right? If we now roll 3 hearts. We put here, 1 here. We put 2, we like slide 2 down, and then we lose. Let's hope that doesn't happen. We have 3 hearts. That's exactly what I said. So I can now show you what happens when you lose. So you can put 1 here, that's fine. And the other 2, I cannot re-roll anything, I cannot do anything, right? So what we need to do is we need to put them down here, and we slide that down twice. And what we now do is now read the missions entry in the Take storybook. So now we go to the Take storybook 1588, and we like check out what is written there. Usually these are these just tell you whether either you lose or you just continue. But I would say we continue, so I can show you how that works. So 1588, that's like further in the back here. There. You travel to this planet for personal enrichment and development, but you are exhausted. Choose one. If you completed one destiny, I didn't even show that to you because we didn't find one, but you can find the destiny and put it right here. If you completed the mission, no, we also didn't do that. So that would like mean that you are victorious. If you feel that you had a fair shot at this incomplete mission and it's time to move on, then you just end the game, taking the knowledge you've gained and use on future attempts. But we can also do is, if you feel that your untimely demise happened far too soon, you may rally to take one final chance. And this is what I will do, so I can show you a little bit more of the game. Refresh all challenge dice, roll them, and gain the time, morale, and health results. Yeah, all of that. So, what we do is, I just take all of the dice here, and we just roll all of them, and hopefully get some hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts. We gain 1, 2 time, and we gain 2 morale. So we are really doing well here. And now again, that's fine. We put those back, and we can continue playing the game. That is how that works, right? Okay, so I'm gonna move away again. Now that we have a newfound freedom here, now we're doing really well. We're doing it better than at the start. By the way, every time we gain a token here, like gain time, when we already have like max time, we gain a random skill instead. So that's not too bad either. So we can't do any location actions here. We have to leave. So do we want to go south again? We could also go north, right? Actually, you know what? I think I will go back to where we came from. Let's go to 401. So let me take this away. Oops. And here's 401. This is where we already were. But I will just go to a like new location there. And why don't we go... Where did we come from? Did we come from 234? I don't think so. So let's go left to 234. So we will take 401 away, and we here have 234. So let's take a look at this one here. Your back is pressed against a sheer cliff wall as several glowing sentients emerge from the swamp. Alright, so we have a few sentients here. I just don't see them. Oh, these ghostly ones here. Ah, I see. Alright, cool. So we can approach, learn, greet, offer, consume, and plug. Consume and plug is nothing I want to do. Like greet would be cool. Like, hey, what's going on? But we don't really have the stuff for it here. We could learn, because we can put like a time token on here. But we can also like just offer something. I mean, we have that one here, right? And maybe if we offer them something, maybe one of them will follow us. You know what? Let's offer. So we will take the help storybook right here, and we will go to 234. That's a 4 skill check. I will reduce it by 1, and now we have 3. All right. So, oh, nice. 2 setbacks, and 1 down here in the penalty box. That is amazing. 234. Offer to help the timid sentients. Yeah, for sure. When they see that you mean them no harm, the trio hovers over you and quickly adapt to your language. We were once forced to provide energy for an evil tyrant to the northeast. Will you help us overthrow them? Gain $2. Oh yeah, dang, we have some money. Look at this, we are rich. And quest 1647. And you know, our mission says, have a completed final personal objective. So this is the quest that we got. Overthrow the tyrant. Find and attack the tyrant. If you do or have already done this, read 1647 in the Book of Secrets. The energy triplets wish to avenge the circuit tyrant who once enslaved them. Yeah, let's do that. So we put this in our supply. Supply means that we just put it like next to that grid of 9 cards. Just put it next to it, right? And well, then let's just do that, I think, right? I mean, he is to the northeast, so we know where to go, right? So we were in the east. We should have just gone north to the tyrant, but now we have that quest. So I will thank these sentients, and let's go north now. North is 234 in the Depart storybook. All right, so let's do that. Let's just take the storybook right here and look at 234. There we go. And north. That's a 3 skill check. Okay, we can do that. Come on. We can do that. Oh, we hardly can. We put this one here. We can't put any of these down, so we will just have to lose 2 morale. Okay, well, that is the way it goes, I suppose. Wade north through the swamp. Unless you've been warned to avoid the lily, I haven't, lose 1 health as the plant smashes against you, leaving welts on your skin. That's bad. So we lose 1 health, and then it says go north to 239. That's not where we want to go, actually. So let me take this one away and go right here. All right, interesting. Like some structure here, some construction. Lights glow from inside a wooden building hanging above the marsh. Okay, we can climb, spy, ask, praise, access, or raid. So usually I would maybe like spy to see what's going on there. You know what? Let's spy. I think that's pretty cool. So we just take the learn storybook. Actually, it's the look storybook. It just says learn like sometimes. It's the look storybook. Okay. And then 239 right here. That's a 4 challenge. Spy on the building. All right, let's do that. So 4 challenge dice. Come on, roll something good. Okay, that's pretty bad. So I can put this one right here. Because that's actually a look action, right? I will get a boost cube for that. This one is a setback die. You put it here. And then let me roll another one. Let me roll, which one is worse? This one is okay. Let me roll this one. And that is bad. That's the same result. So we at least get 1 help token. But we lose 1 here and 1 there. All right, so let me put those right there. Okay, well. Spy on the building. Several sentients are admiring a beautiful array of fancy lanterns. You also notice a mysterious green elixir. Gain 1 boost and 1 move. You may continue. Alright, so we gain 1 boost. Put it right here on the character card. And we get 1 move token. And then continue. So we can do something else here. So, you know what? Let's climb. Let's climb up, right? I mean, that's a good idea, right? There's a green elixir there. So, yeah. Let's just climb up there. So we take the move storybook now. That's the light blue one here. And then we look at 239, which is over here. That's a 4 skill check. Climb a tree to covertly enter the treehouse. I will spend 1 of those. So now we can only roll 3. So this one goes down here. This is a setback. That's fine. This one isn't perfect, but okay, that's the way it is. So we can actually survive that quite well. 239. Climb a tree to covertly enter the treehouse. The misty air and the rugged wooden construction remind you of the pirate ships you built in your grandparents' backyard when you were young. Go to interior 565. And that is now interesting. Because now we have an interior right here, right? We're now inside of a location. So we see like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And there are like symbols here on the card. I haven't quite figured out what they do, but I believe, from what I've understood, is that these things correlate to these. But I'm not quite sure, to be honest, right? That is something I haven't quite figured out yet. So I will just do like the location actions here again. Okay, so we can exit, search, trade, build, steal, or raid. Searching would make sense, right? So let's do a search action. Okay, so we have to take the look storybook, go to 565. I really want to get a few more items. So 565, there we go. That's a 2 skill check. Okay, we can do that. 1, but since like these are all gone, we need to put these back and do 2 right here. All right, setback, that's fine. And this one I can put, oh, this is luck. I can put this right here and put a boost cube on there. By the way, didn't I use that before? I could have put another boost cube on that before, I think. Okay. Okay. All right. Search deep into the interior for the farthest item. As you advance into the room, you find a special key. Gain item 917. All right, yeah, sure. Very cool. So we have an energy key. Okay. If we put like, if we have like a boost cube on here and we use it, teleport, unlock a temporary portal, move to 157, 664, 083, 106, or 690. At end of turn, you may return to your original location. That is pretty cool. And we can, like, when we have move action, we can actually put a time die on there to get a boost cube. Okay, let me put that right here. Very nice. All right, let's continue reading and see what else happens. If you also pay 2 boost, you're also able to reach a beautiful lantern. Yeah. Oh, wait, I only have 1 boost cube. So since we only have 1 boost cube here on our character card, we cannot do that, unfortunately. That would have been cool. We could have gotten a second item. Well, but we don't get it. Calmly exit to 239. That's the card we came from. Yeah, exactly. That's why I kept it there. Usually you put it away, right? But I knew that I was going to return there. All right, so now we're done here. So we cannot do anything here anymore, right? So let's go east now, because we want to go northeast from the location we were before, right? So yeah, let's go to 402. Let me just remove that one here. So there we go. We're like close to the snowy region here we were in before. The wall runs well into the mountain range, dividing the swampy woodlands to the west from the snow to the east. We can wander, search, hire, craft, forage, or force. We want to get to that guy, right? And he was in the northeast. So we were here, and the northeast would be there. And now we went forwards 2, and now we went there. So I suppose either it's like further in the northeast, or we can just go south. So I suppose we go now south and hope the talent is there. If not, then we go north again. I think that's a pretty good idea. So let's look at the Gepard storybook and go to 402 and see what happens there. 402, and that's no south, we said, right? That's a 3 skill check. Wade south through the swamp. All right, so we need to roll 3 here. Oh, that's pretty bad. So we can put this one here. We can put the time token here and get a boost cube. Okay, that's pretty good. And this one here, we lose 1 morale. All right, but now we can read it out here. Wade south through the swamp. The confluence of melting snow and fallen leaves has turned the ground into soup. Go to 401. Okay, well, let's do that. And that should be the... Oh, no. Not the other side, but it's the card right before it. Oh, really? We are back here. Are you serious? Well, that's bad. Okay, no, then we need to go further north. You know what? We need to go back north. That's the wrong way. We actually were here already. Then I kind of had this wrong in my mind, to be honest. All right, 401 north. Wade north through the muck. Okay, that's another skill check with 3. Oh, man, this is pretty bad, actually. But okay. So this one goes down here. We would lose 2 of these, but I would actually remove this one to reroll that one. That's not better. Okay, 1 time and 1 morale. Oh no, we're close to losing again. Alright, 402. And yeah, we will actually go north here. So it's 402 north, another depart action. That's a 6 skill check. Okay, now we lose. 3. We refresh all of these. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna lose now for sure. Actually, let's see. So these are blanks. This one is a setback. These we cannot put anywhere, so we lose 3 health. We still have 1 health. Okay, well, that's something, I suppose. So 402 north. Hike north through the mountain. The long, chilly hike along the north-south snowline leaves your thighs aching. Go to 403 and gain 1 morale. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Ooh, there's a fence here. At the top of a snow-capped mountain, a chain link fence bars you from a mysterious facility. You can scale, track, persuade, repair, disarm, or cut. I actually would like to go in there, right? It looks like it's to the east. That's what it looks like, at least. We want to go to the tyrant, right? He's in the northeast. We should be close. So let's. Do we depart to the right? No, let's repair. I know what repair does, but I mean we do have a token here, right? So actually, but something like cut would make more sense, right? Like cut that chain link fence. Let's do cut. That may be a stupid idea, but let's just do it. We want to find that stupid tyrant. So go to 403, and then we do a cut. That's a 2 skill check. Okay, we can work with that. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Well, and that's how we lose. Because we don't have anything we can put this on here, right? And if we lose to morale, then we lose. So then we go back to the story, to the Book of Secrets where we were before here. Not the Book of Secrets, but the Take storybook. And then we would like have to end the game, right? But yeah, that I think ends our adventure. I would love to continue, but 2 things. First of all, this video is at least 40 to 45 minutes long already, and if I continue now and maybe it works really well, then I would have to do a second video, and I prefer to have everything in one video. But I think this way you have seen like a lot like what this game has to offer, how it works. I was very unlucky with my dice rolls, but that is just how I roll. You know how I am, right? I usually roll very, very badly. But had I found the tyrant, I could like find and attack the tyrant. And then had I done this, I suppose I could like have put it like in my somewhere here in my grid maybe, and then I would have actually completed one final personal objective, I suppose, and would have won the game, right? But this way I haven't, so that is just bad luck. So before I wrap up this playthrough, let me just share my quick thoughts on Vantage and tell you why I think it's such a special game. But just like a few sentences. This is a pure exploration game, as you could see, and not a storytelling game. You won't get a long narrative, but you will discover massive planets with I think over 800 locations and lots of small contextual clues that you piece together yourself. Every game feels different, and the replayability is incredible. This is my 3rd game, and every time I have experienced completely different things. Setup and teardown are surprisingly quick for a game of this scale. I have set up this game within 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes, and I will be able to tear it down within like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes maximum. It's incredible. Also, the design is full of clever little touches that just make it easy and enjoyable to play. It's very immersive, really making you feel like you're wandering across an alien planet, meeting creatures and uncovering secrets. This game isn't for everyone. It's definitely made for a specific audience. But if you love exploration, solo-friendly games, and clever design with tons of replayability, I highly recommend you check this one out. If you're interested in more detailed thoughts, I'll also have a longer review video up very soon where I go deeper into what I think exactly about the game. But I absolutely love this one. Alright, well, and that concludes my not that long playthrough of Vantage because I was very unlucky while rolling the dice. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support, especially when I give a shout out to my generous patrons. The biggest thanks go to Thecos for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. You can also support me by watching, liking, and commenting my videos, subscribing to my channel, support me on Patreon, and join my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Well, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and cheers.